Well, I may have done it again. I brought home another D4. But this is more than likely going to be a parts machine. Just going to kind of do a quick run over of it, show you everything a little unique about it and the stuff that I'm after. So I bought it for the rails. The rails are really nice yet. The bushing wear is at about 50%, which isn't ideal, but for how often we run these, I think it'll be all right. If I need to do a pin and bushing turn, that's still an option as well. It has had the outer sprocket rings welded on. I think these are an aftermarket, but either way, it's still a usable option. They let this go way too long. Obviously that carrier roller was not turning for a very long time, but all the bottom rollers look decent. I did measure the tracks, if we can read this, at 3.57. So these started life at 3.66 tall, so we've lost about 90 thousandths. Puts them probably about 50-ish%, maybe a little less, probably about 40% worn. Still a lot of life there. I'm pretty happy with what's there. And then I did measure between your pins. You should have 27 inches there, and we measure about 27.25, and I think 27.5 is considered 100% worn. Front idler, I'm still trying to figure out what they had going on here. Looks like they broke the original fork, and so they used a piece of chrome rod and tried to make their own. These have been welded up. I'm not sure if I'll use them yet or not. It's an option. But mainly for the RD4 project, I wanted a decent set of rails for that. And I didn't want to have to kill a good crawler, a good running crawler to get them. That other 5T I have has excellent undercarriage on it, but I just hate to take that machine apart. So this one I won't feel so bad about, as the main engine is stuck. You can see there is no head on it. That's how I got it. I have the rest of the parts for it, but I don't know if that's going to be something I put back together or just strictly parts that engine may live on. We'll see. As far as the track pads go, they have been welded up, and they all had the snow relief holes roughly torched in them. These are a write-off for me. They're scrap weight, unfortunately, but it is what it is. The RD4 actually had decent pads on it, or grousers, so I could put those on these, or I may have another option in the works. Over here on the other side, same problem with the top carrier roller. You can see it's worn this one side, like it has not been spinning. The bottom actually feels decent, but the top is just gone. Sprocket, same thing, been cut off and re-welded on. Rails are same height. Bottom carrier rollers look about the same. There's not much of a lip in there. Definitely usable parts there. But once again, front idler's been welded up, and I'm still trying to figure out how they manage this. Let me see if I can get you in there too. That right there, I get my fingers in there. I don't know how they did it. They bent this arm. It's been broke off. You can see that been re-welded. I don't know what they were doing to this thing, but it didn't have an easy life. This does have a hard bar in it, since it has a blade on the front of it. And about the blade, a little different design. Usually this pivot point comes back a little farther, at least from my recollection. But I don't own any other blade machines. This is the first one, so I may have to hang on to this. It's not all butchered up. None of these brackets are all beat up. You know, none of this has been broke out and re-welded. This actually held up better than the machine. I think it's a LaPlante chote, and the only reason I think that is because that's what the hydraulic unit is. we'll go to the other side and I'll show you that. So in this back right corner, I don't like how they mounted it. They welded it to the fender. But this is a hydraulic reservoir. Up top here, you see the little plant chote. Now I don't know much about these, so if this is something else, correct me, but that's what I'm assuming it is. The valve looks like it's been swapped out for something newer. I don't know about the lines, any of that. I mean, I would be surprised if they're just running galvanized pipe across, but maybe that's how they did it. I don't know for sure. But I'll probably keep the hydraulic unit. As far as I'm concerned, all the rubber and that's junk. I might keep these pre-bent lines just because they're a little unique. I don't know anything about the pump. The blade is actually in decent shape, so I think I'm going to hang on to it for now. The only thing I found that they welded on were these two little tabs up top. I don't know what those were for, but if we go around front here, you can see blade's actually not in that bad a shape. It's got a decent cutting edge on it. I mean, for just simple dozing like we're going to do with these smaller machines, I think it would hold up well. Out back here we have a 5T3916W, and this is a wide version. Giveaway is right here. And I do like the wide tractors. I just think they look so much better, but they are not ideal for plowing. Swing plate looks really good, very minimal wear. Drawbar on the other hand, not so much wear in here like we saw in the 6U that I got this spring, but boy, somebody hammered on this hard. Fixable, yes, but there will be some work involved. And up on the engine we have the same 5T3916W, so they are a match. So up top here we'll show you what killed this. It'll be cylinder number 2. It flat out just sat too long, had moisture in there. The previous owner tried cleaning it up with a brush. It just didn't clean up. It's pitted, it's stuck. I may try and salvage good pistons out of it. We'll see when we get there. Check the hour meter here. There's nothing. I can't read it. I can't read it off camera either. There's too much moisture or something behind there. Up in the operator station, steering clutch levers do move. Clutch does disengage and engage. I did have it in neutral when we pushed it on the trailer, obviously, and then I put it in gear, just one more added thing to keep this thing from moving. I didn't try. Linkage does move there for the throttle. Obviously some of that might be unhooked. I'm not sure what he all did with the removal of the head and that. Pony motor is loose, but it is rather low on compression. But we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there too. It might just be another parts unit. We'll have to see if the block's cracked first off and go from there. This is a side tank model. It's got one little scar in the tank here. That's easy enough to deal with. This will be another go-to tank if I need one. I know I ended up putting 2 of them on other crawlers. This might end up replacing the one on the RD4. We'll see. So overall plan for now, the 6U needs a drawbar and swing plate. I think I can take these off of this tractor. I need another drawbar for my 7U. So one of those 2 tractors can get that drawbar. I'll take the blade off and kind of set that aside for now. Tank can come off. That'll probably be destined for the RD4. Rails themselves, without the pads, can go to the RD4. Pads are probably going to go in the scrap pile. Sprockets I'll keep because they have been welded up with new. Not sure what I'll put them on yet. The RD4 actually has very nice sprockets. Engine wise, there might be a lot of parts I can use there. Pony parts, internals probably won't take much of the back end of this machine apart. There's just no need for those parts right now. I will keep them though, because this is a wide unit. I have a soft spot for the wide tractors. I think they look a little better, but I understand they don't plow as nice because you have a physically wider machine, and trying to get your plow off to the side just is that much harder. But for what it is, we'll make a lot of use of these parts between various machines. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. This is what it's like dealing with these three. This is why we don't get anything done.